The annual Thompson family gathering was in full swing at my parents' estate, with the usual parade of designer clothes and luxury cars dotting the circular driveway. I pulled up in my used Toyota Corolla, deliberately parking between my brother James's Ferrari and my sister Victoria's Bentley. "Look who finally made it," James called out as I entered the mansion's grand foyer. "Still driving that rust bucket, Sarah," he added with a smirk. I smiled, smoothing my simple black dress. "Another deliberate choice. It gets me where I need to go." "Victoria," she chimed in, champagne glass in hand, "Bradley's dealership could get you something more appropriate for a Thompson, if you could afford the payments." The siblings shared a knowing laugh. Poor Sarah, the family disappointment, who turned down a position in Thompson Industries to start her own tech company. 5 years of them mocking my humble lifestyle while I poured every penny into research and development. They only knew part of the story. "Sarah, darling," Mom swooped in, air kissing my cheeks. "We were just discussing the family portfolio. James's division posted record profits this quarter." "That's wonderful," I replied, checking my watch. "Right on schedule." "It must be hard," James continued, enjoying his favorite sport, needling his little sister. "Watching us succeed while you're still, what do you call it? Building your startup." Dad joined the group, scotch in hand. "You know, Princess, that offer to join the family business still stands. No shame in admitting you need help." I checked my phone, reading the message that had just arrived. "Package secured. All systems go." "Actually," I said, "I have some news about my company." "Finally, selling that little app of yours," Victoria thought silently. "Not exactly," I continued. "But I did make a significant acquisition today." James laughed. "What acquisition? You can't even afford a new car." Suddenly, the distant sound of helicopter blades cut through the party chatter. "That would be my ride," I said calmly, watching their confused expressions. "And about that acquisition," I turned to my father, "congratulations on selling Thompson Technologies. The board approved my purchase offer." An hour ago, the helicopter, my helicopter emblazoned with my company's logo, appeared over the trees, descending toward the manicured lawn. Mom's champagne glass slipped from her fingers, shattering on the marble floor as she fainted dead away. "This is a joke," James sputtered, his face reeling. "Thompson Technologies is worth billions. You can't possibly." $8.7 billion to be exact, I interrupted, pulling up the confirmation email on my phone, though I got it for $7.2 billion. The board was quite eager to sell after seeing my company's latest innovations. Victoria grabbed Dad's arm. "Daddy, what is she talking about?" Our father had gone pale, finally recognizing the logo on the helicopter's tail. "Quantum Apex," he whispered. You're Quantum Apex." The mysterious tech company that had revolutionized quantum computing. The startup that had Wall Street in a frenzy. The corporation valued at $50 billion, maintaining its CEO's anonymity until now. "Surprised?" I asked, watching the helicopter land. All those years of living poorly, I had invested everything into research, building something bigger than Thompson Technologies could ever be. Mom stirred from her faint, helped up by concerned relatives. "Sarah, what have you done?" "What you all said I couldn't do," I replied. "Remember when you called my ideas unrealistic? When James said quantum computing was a dead end, and Dad refused to let me head the tech division because I lacked experience?" The party had gone silent, all eyes shifting between me and the sleek black helicopter on the lawn. "That's Harrison Chin," someone gasped, recognizing the man emerging from the helicopter, the Silicon Valley venture capitalist. "Payu," I corrected. He believed in my vision when my own family wouldn't, along with a team of scientists and engineers who saw what Thompson Technologies missed: the future. James lunged forward, grabbing my arm. "You betrayed the family, buying our company behind our backs." "No," I cut him off, pulling free. "I beat you at your own game, fair and square, the same way you said I never could." Dad seemed to age years in minutes. "Why didn't you tell us all this time? Would you have believed me? Or would you have tried to take control?" I countered, "like you did with every other opportunity one ever had?" Harrison entered through the patio doors, tablet in hand. "Sir, the press is waiting. They want a statement about the acquisition." "Tell them the truth," I said loudly enough for everyone to hear. "Tell them Quantum Apex's CEO just bought her family's company. Tell them the Thompson girl who they said would never succeed just became their boss. Victoria collapsed into a chair. All those times we teased you about your car, I could have bought a fleet of Ferraris. I smiled. But I had better things to do with my money, like building the largest quantum computing company in the world. Mom stepped forward, tears in her eyes. Sweetheart, we never meant to. To what? I interrupted. Doubt me, dismiss me, push me aside for James and Victoria? I checked my watch again. The press conference started in an hour. I needed to be there. James gestured toward my simple dress. I walked to the helicopter, then turned back one last time. No, dear brother. In my other outfit. I nodded to Harrison, who handed me a garment bag. Inside was a designer suit that cost more than James's Ferrari. By the way, I added, that rust bucket in the driveway. Keep it as a souvenir. A reminder of how badly you all misjudged me. The helicopter blades began to spin as Harrison helped me aboard. Through the window I saw my family's shocked faces, their perfect world turned upside down by the sister they'd underestimated. One more thing, I called out over the roar of the engines. James, Victoria, check your emails. The board's restructuring starts tomorrow. Hope you're ready to work for your little sister. As we lifted off, Harrison handed me the acquisition papers. Congratulations, company. Thompson. Or should I say boss? I smiled, watching my family become tiny figures below. Sometimes the best revenge isn't just success. It's showing up in a helicopter when they think you can't afford a car. The press conference was a media frenzy. Every major network carried the story. Quantum Apex revealed. Sarah Thompson acquires family business in $7.2 billion deal. I stood at the podium in my power suit, finally stepping into the spotlight I'd avoided for 5 years. The questions came rapid fire. Miss Thompson, why keep your identity secret all this time? Was this acquisition personal or strategic? How does your family feel about working for you now? Let me be clear, I addressed the packed room. Quantum Apex's acquisition of Thompson Technologies isn't about family drama. It's about innovation. While Thompson Tech focused on outdated systems, we were revolutionizing quantum computing. The screens behind me displayed our latest achievements, breakthrough technologies that had made me a fortune and changed the industry forever. Suddenly, my father's voice boomed from the back of the room. He'd followed us to the press conference, still wearing his party clothes. This is our legacy you're playing with. The reporters spun around, cameras flashing. They couldn't have scripted better drama. Your legacy? I replied, my voice carrying through the microphone. Or your control. I clicked to the next slide, showing Thompson Technologies' declining market share. Under your leadership, our family company fell behind. While you were busy grooming James to take over, I was building the future. Harrison stepped forward with more charts. Thompson Technologies has lost 40% of its market value in the past 3 years. Meanwhile, Quantum Apex's value has increased tenfold. Because you stole our research, James shouted, appearing beside Dad. I laughed, the sound echoing through the speakers. Stolen? Every patent, every innovation, every breakthrough. That's original Quantum Apex technology. The same technology you rejected when I presented it to the Thompson board 5 years ago. The reporters scribbled frantically, eating up every word. Remember that board meeting, James, when you said quantum computing was, and I quote, a waste of resources? I pulled up the minutes from that very meeting. When Dad said I was too inexperienced to lead the tech division, I continued. Victoria appeared next, her designer dress wrinkled from rushing over. Sarah, please, she pleaded. We can talk about this privately. Like we talked about my ideas privately? Or like how you privately convinced Dad to pass me over for promotion 3 times. I turned back to the reporters. Let me show you something interesting. The screens displayed a series of emails, correspondence between my siblings and father, systematically working to undermine my position in the company. While my family plotted to keep me away from any real power at Thompson Technologies, I was building something they couldn't control. I gestured to Harrison, who unveiled our latest quantum processor. This single chip has more computing power than all of Thompson Tech's mainframes combined. Dad stepped forward, his face a mix of anger and desperation. You'll destroy everything we built. No, Dad. I'm saving it. Quantum Apex isn't just acquiring Thompson Technologies. We're revolutionizing it. Those who can adapt will stay. Those who can't, I met his eyes directly, will be thanked for their service. The room erupted with questions, cameras flashing like strobe lights. But I wasn't done. Starting tomorrow, Thompson Technologies will be rebranded as Quantum Thompson, a subsidiary of Quantum Apex. I've already appointed a new board of directors, experts in quantum computing, AI, and digital innovation. You can't do this, James protested. I can, and I did. I pulled up the final slide, the new company structure. As for the Thompson family's involvement, Dad, James, Victoria, you're welcome to stay on in entry-level positions. It's time you learn how real innovation works. Mom burst into the room, tears streaming down her face. Sarah, more please. We're family, I interrupted. Yes, we are. Which is why I'm giving you all jobs instead of golden parachutes. Consider it my way of teaching the family business. Harrison approached with another tablet. The market's responding. Quantum Apex stock is up 15% since the announcement. I smiled, thinking of my old Toyota Corolla and all the years of pretending to struggle. Speaking of stock, I should mention one more thing. I turned to my family. Remember all those times you teased me about being poor, about not being able to afford a nice car? They nodded numbly. I own 70% of Quantum Apex's shares. As of today's market close, that makes me worth approximately $35 billion. I paused, letting that sink in. Which means I could buy and sell Thompson Technologies 10 times over with cash. The reporters were going wild, but I only cared about 4 faces in the crowd. My family, finally realizing just how badly they'd underestimated their poor little sister. Now, I concluded, who's ready to learn how real business is done? Your orientation starts tomorrow. Don't be late. Your little sister runs a tight ship. The next morning, the Thompson family arrived at Quantum Apex headquarters, a gleaming 70-story tower that made the Thompson Technologies building look like a corner store. They stood in the lobby, still processing the events of the past 24 hours. Good morning, Mr. Thompson. Miss Thompson. The security guard greeted them. Your visitor badges are ready. Please wait for your escort. Visitor badges? James sputtered. Do you know who we are? Of course, sir. You're the CEO's family here for new employee orientation. I watched the scene unfold on the security feeds from my penthouse office, the same office they told me I'd never earn. Harrison stood beside me reviewing the morning reports. The market's loving this, he said. Stocks are up another 20%. Your rags to riches story is trending worldwide. Time to greet the new employees. I straightened my Armani suit and smiled. How's Dad handling the reorganization news? Not well. He's been calling board members all night trying to block the merger. Nobody's taking his calls. The elevator ride to the lobby felt like a victory lap. 5 years of secrecy, letting them think I was struggling, had led to this moment. The doors opened to reveal my family, looking lost in the vast ultramodern space. Welcome to Quantum Apex, I announced, striding toward them. Or should I say your new workplace? This is ridiculous, Victoria protested. We have decades of experience running Thompson Technologies. Running it into the ground, I corrected, pulling up company statistics on the lobby's massive digital wall. Your experience cost shareholders billions, while you focused on maintaining family control instead of innovating. Mom stepped forward, trying a different approach. Mija, we're proud of what you've built, but surely we can find a compromise. Like the compromises you offered me? I led them to the elevator, accessing the secure executive floor with my biometric scan. Let me show you something. The doors opened to reveal a museum-like space displaying Quantum Apex's achievements. While you were laughing at my failed startup, I was revolutionizing quantum computing. Every patent, every breakthrough, every innovation that made this company worth $50 billion, they all came from the daughter you said would never succeed. But the secrecy. Dad finally spoke. Why hide who you were? Because you would have tried to take control just like you're trying now. I called up his phone records on a nearby screen, showing calls to board members at midnight. Really, Dad? James. You monitor our phones? James paled. I monitor everything. How do you think I stayed ahead of you all these years? I led them to a conference room where Harrison waited with orientation packets. Now about your new positions. You can't seriously expect us to start at the bottom, Victoria challenged. I can, I replied. And I will. I clicked through slides showing their past performance. James, your division lost $300 million on failed projects. Victoria, your marketing strategies are outdated by 5 years. And Dad, I paused, meeting his eyes, you rejected quantum computing as science fiction when I proposed it. They made mistakes, Dad admitted. But we're still Thompsons. Yes, you are. Which is exactly why you need to earn your positions this time. I distributed employee handbooks. Welcome to Quantum Apex's Advanced Technology Training Program. 6 months of intensive learning, starting with basic quantum principles. 6 months. James looked horrified. Consider it a crash course in humility, the same humility you never showed me. I pulled up the org chart. You'll report to people half your age who actually understand modern technology. You'll learn what real innovation looks like. And if you refuse, I challenged, then you can watch from the sidelines as I transform Thompson Technologies into something you never had the vision to build. I smiled. Your choice. Mom sank into a chair, finally understanding the magnitude of the situation. All those years living in that small apartment, driving that old car, I had invested every penny in research and development building this. I gestured to the empire around us. While you were all showing off your luxury cars and vacation homes, I was creating the future. Harrison entered with more papers. The press is requesting a family photo. They're calling it the Thompson dynasty's new queen. What do you say, family? Ready to show the world what it looks like when the underestimated daughter becomes the boss. They looked at each other, then at the orientation packets, then at the empire I'd built while they weren't watching. One condition, Dad said quietly. We want to understand. Really understand what you've built here. That's all I ever wanted, I replied. For you to see what I could do if given the chance. I turned to Harrison. Schedule them for the advanced coding class. Let's see if the Thompsons can learn some new tricks. As my family filed out to begin their orientation, I caught my reflection in the window. Ho, Sarah Thompson, the poor little sister who bought her family's company with the fortune they never knew she had. Sometimes the best revenge isn't just proving them wrong. It's teaching them exactly why they were wrong in the first place. Oh, and James, I called after them about that Ferrari in Dad's driveway. Move it. My helicopter needs somewhere to land.